Okay, the narcissist will always see you as an inferior being. Inferior being, you. Or a bad child, silly child, and need to be punished for being so inferior. And the funny part, the humorous part of this, if not just plain lopsided, is that a lot of times you will have more skill, or if not intelligence, you'll be more learned in the fact that you have studied more things, like 10 times more than the narcissist ever will. For example, my narc criticized me because I didn't have enough brilliant scientific evidence, and he would tout that he was this great scientist with all these great scientific accomplishments, and he would evoke names like Carl Sagan and Isaac Asimov, and he was a great scientist and a god man, and I was a religious inferior piece of feces. But it really wasn't the science or religion thing that was the issue. Had it been the other way around, if he had been the one that was religious and I would have been a-religious, and I liked science, he would have been, God loves me, you are a horrible, horrible person, you see. I am more religious and holier than thou and a piece of crap like you will ever be. See how superior I am? See my condescending, messed up eyeballs? So it didn't matter. It was the psyche behind it. That was just an excuse. It really wasn't a different, because like I said, I have many friends, well, not a horrible slew, because atheism is kind of the minority view. That's not to knock them as human beings. It's just, statistically, it's kind of the minority view in the whole scheme of, demographics and whatnot. But they don't treat me like that. I've never, they might not be religious people and they might even mock religion. One of the things that Christopher Hitchens, and it's not often that I'll defend Christopher Hitchens, the late Christopher Hitchens, is that he was notorious for trying to rip apart religious worldviews, but he really was pretty good about not attacking individual people. And I think that's why he was so welcomed at a lot of the Christian campuses and unions and stuff to come debate, whereas to Richard Dawkins, on the other hand, hardly ever was, because he was just such an unpleasant person. I mean, he loved to ridicule and make fun of people and attack people and make people feel horrible about themselves. Hitchens really essentially didn't do that. He was very open about what he was saying. So the issue wasn't, the worldviews in conflict with a narcissist. It's, I am God, you are trash, you must be punished for being such trash. And what's funny is, like I said, you might be 50 times, let's say they'll look down on you because you're not very accomplished. You are inferior. You're not as accomplished as they are. But then they find out that you have like 12,000 times the amount of money that they have because you've been very, very successful, but you've hit it well. Then all of a sudden, you're inferior because you're a greedy, stingy miser. So either way, you're wrong. You're wrong for damn if you're poor, damn you if you're rich. If you're poor, it's because you're a loser and you're not successful like they are. But at the same time, if you're rich, you're morally inferior to them because you're greedy and stingy, and so they must always one-up you, and you are always this inferior bug. Like I said, my narc called me a superstitious, religious, quote, shit cockroach. It doesn't get much more, but then he was trying to pretend like, I would never call you that after he just called me that. But so, you might be a doctor, you might have your own medical practice and be incredibly successful, while they shovel your goat turds or something, but they will still see themselves as intellectually superior to you. And they don't rest on their own credits because they usually have none. They'll fantasize or they'll ride off the coattails of somebody else. Like, the narc would be like, you're not good enough to be my friend because you don't have 12, 3, 4, or 5 PhDs in science and scientific particles, PhDs. He's a great scientist. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not good enough for you unless I have 3 PhDs. In astrophysics and, evolutionary biology. But then this guy walks around with a trash can, picking up laundry. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but to go smash somebody else. But he would say, well, Carl Sagan has a lot of scientific degrees. Well, Bill Nye and, Isaac Asimov. And in fact, it's like, wait a minute. Are you living through someone else? And the answer is yes. They're living in a world that doesn't exist. They are always superior to you. Whether it's religion, whether it's education, whether it's money. Like I said, you could be the richest person in the world, and you're still inferior to them morally. But then if you don't have as much, then you're inferior to them financially and successfully. So you're always inferior. You're an inferior bug. You're someone they can step on. They don't value you. They don't see you as a friend. But it's nothing personal against you. Chances are you're probably very well liked. You're probably very intelligent. You're probably very successful. You're probably very, You have a great, strong character, and that's why they targeted you, because you are everything they will and can never be. That void black, or loathing, writhing snake and monster they are, they can never be the classy and cool and awesome. And by the way, that was just a habit when I was talking like that. I wasn't trying to do the 666 of the sun and the moon, anything. I just happened to express myself that way. But the chances are it's you that is superior to them, not in value as a human being, because we don't believe there as Christians there is such a thing, but you're superior in the way that you treat other people. You're superior usually in your intellect. You're superior in your emotional and social intelligence and the way you deal with other people. They can never have that. They rave and rage because you are everything they will never be. And that is why they have to watch TV and go, I'm like that guy, you see? Or yes, the one thing was this guy was a classical guitarist, and he wasn't bad. He played pretty good. But because he had that self-loathing thing, he would always evoke the name John Williams, John Williams, John Williams, oh, John Williams this, and John Williams that, John Williams. It's like he always wanted to live through John Williams. And this guitar is my best friend. Oh, listen to it. And you try to say, hey, I like your guitar, and he'd cut you off in mid-sentence. You go, yeah, I'm gonna shut up. Yeah, I don't care what you have to say. It's all about what I have to say. This guitar, he'd blank out, space out, is my best friend. I would so make love to this guitar because it and I are friends. And you're like, whoa. I don't know what just happened there. But anyway, you are not only just an object, you are an inferior being. And it's because they're messed up here. It has nothing to do with anything that you've done wrong. You're probably an awesome person. In fact, I'm sure you are, and that's why they targeted you to begin with. You are a winner. You are a winner. You are a champion. And you know that. You know that. And they know that too. And how dare you be a champion when they're such a loser? So if they can't climb up to first place, they will knock you off and crap on your race and go, see, if I can't win and be a living God, no one can. But it's really a screwed up psyche and has nothing to do with it. So you think you're always an inferior being. Remember that you're too inferior to ever contact them again. So don't. Alright? Just agree with them. You're too inferior. Yes, I am. So don't call me anymore. Hang up, cut off all connects, and never contact these weirdos again. They are weirdos, and you are cool. So let's just stay the course and get that crap out of your life because nobody needs it. I hope you got. Oh yeah, cool T-shirt. I thought. Just real quick, I fed a tiger. Okay, well, feeding sort of. They gave us this little thing, the sliding thing. You put little chicken bones in, you stick it in the cage, and he takes the plunger and feeds the big cats. It was pretty cool. It was at a tiger sanctuary to protect endangered cats. And I'm a big fan of big cats, See, this big cat's inferior to me. Swipe, there goes the head. That's cool. And don't tell me I'm not trying to be dark here, but don't tell me you're not all thinking that would be cool. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Later, fools.